What's up, Guardians? It's your boy Doodle from Doodles of Destiny, and today I want to share a quick loadout you can use in the Dark Priestess Master Empire Hunt. But before I get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to receive Destiny 2 news, tricks and tips, and all sorts of Destiny 2 content. Now, in Season 15 being Season of the Lost, I would highly recommend taking advantage of the fusion rifle meta. Pairing any fusion rifle with the armor mod Particle Deconstruction will give you a huge advantage in any high content activity. Today's modifiers are Arach-No Chaff, where fallen Vandals spawn mines at their feet upon being defeated and your radar is disabled, and Arc and Void Shields, which can only be broken with a match-made weapon to the shield's element class or an anti-barrier weapon. Because the Empire Hunt is Master difficulty, there will also be extra champions, shielded enemies, and match game enemies. The rewards dropping for this activity are High-Stat Crystocrene Armor, Enhancement Cores, Enhancement Prisms, and the Exotic Arc Sniper Cloudstrike. As far as weapons go, I use the exotic linear fusion rifle Arbalast with its new improved anti-barrier mod, the Arc Pulse Rifle, the Darkest Before, and the Threaded Needle Void Linear Fusion Rifle paired with Particle Deconstruction. As I mentioned before in this Empire Hunt, you will be facing enemies with Arc and Void Shields, specifically Fallen Captains, Fallenservators, and Vex Minotaurs. You will also be facing Overload Champions and Barrier Champions, so make sure you have the right weapons and your mods on to break their shields before you start, as your weapons and gear will become locked once you enter. Arbalast will generally be used for popping off barrier shields and shooting through all shielded enemies. Take advantage of this exotic intrinsic trait Compounding Force, which fires slugs that cause massive damage to shielded enemies, stunning all barrier champions with a single shot. Pair this with the Particle Deconstruction mod, and you'll have yourself a force to be reckoned with. There are 8 barrier champions in this activity, so if you are not using Arbalast, which I recommend you do, any auto rifle or anti-barrier exotic weapon will do just fine. The first barrier champion will be a Vex Hobgoblin waiting to ambush you just outside this bridge. The next 2 barrier champions will be Fallenservators attempting to end your life with their pet brig. The next 4 barrier champions will also be Fallenservators. The first 2 will spawn with a ton of rank and file enemies and a mini-boss with an arc shield. After you damage the mini-boss and destroy enough enemies, the next 2 will spawn, bringing even more enemies. The 8th and final barrier champion in this activity will also be a Fallenservator who will be waiting for you in the room right before you face the boss. Darkest Before will be used for those close to mid-range encounters and any arc-shielded enemies. Threaded Needle will generally be used for champions, boss DPS, and those void-shielded enemies. And believe me, there are a lot of void-shielded enemies in this activity. When paired with the mod Particle Deconstruction, Threaded Needle will absolutely delete all champions. As far as Overload champions go, there are 6 in this Master Empire Hunt. The first Overload champion will be a Fallen Captain waiting for you by the lift. The next 2 Overload champions will be a Vex Minotaur who will spawn with some Vex, and a Fallen Captain who will be guarding your exit. The 4th Overload champion will be in the room with some invisible enemies before you take the left exit. And the final 2 Overload champions will also be Fallen Captains, who will spawn with a Fallen Brig and a bunch of Fallen Shanks. Combine all 3 of these weapons and you may find this Master Empire Hunt a lot easier. Like, way easier. Anyways, Guardians, that's all the time I have to focus on this specific Empire Hunt. If you find this video useful and or informative, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And as always, this is Doodle from Doodles of Destiny.